Alexander with Goals Don't Have Feelings for our special segment for Valentine's Day. And I have with me the love of my life, Mr. Trent Alexander. So I wore my pink. I think I look best in pink. What you think?
You look fabulous.
You think I look fabulous? Okay, a little revealing, but yeah, we're here for Valentine's Day, having a special episode, and we're talking about all is fair in love and business, and actually highlighting couples who have a family business together, who have been in business together, and we have the Andy family that is going to join us later on. But kind of, so this is your first time on set with me.
First time.
You knew I was coming over here once a month on Thursdays. This is twice a month. What do you think? You're here.
I love it. I think I think everything looks nice.
You
it's
do?
Great.
You think it's a good home for me?
It's a good home for you. I think the staff here, of course I know them, and I think they treat you well, and you treat them well, I hope.
Yeah. Oh, I'm on my best behavior. Yeah. Exactly. I don't make them take out the trash.
Thank you. Thank you. No, but I think the studio looks great. All of it looks fantastic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we are here, when he mentioned the studio, at PowerPlayRadioNetwork.com. They have a host of shows, and Goals That Don't Have Feelings is one of the shows. And this is a good home for me.
Yes.
Trent and I had talked for a couple of years. We have kind of put on the table back and forth. We're going to do a radio show together, do a radio show with the kids. We had talked about it back and forth. And then I just came home and said, I found a studio. I feel good about this one. It's right down the street from my office, my private practice, so I can come over here, get some things done. And it's been good. We've been here since October. I think we did our first episode. Yeah, October, November, December, and then this we did a January episode last week, and this is February. Yeah. But it's a good place. I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like the energy. Everything is professionally done. It looks great. And, and the guests so far that I've seen have enjoyed themselves.
Have you actually been tuning into the show?
I do my best to tune into the show.
Why wouldn't you?
I don't always make it. I catch it because I break up and I forget I'm cooking. You're on the show, and I got it. And so things happen.
So you can just set the laptop on the counter and while you cook and do whatever. So that's what happens when you've been married for 25 years. Okay.
Yes.
So of course what I focus on the show is the emotionality of life. And the reason I do that is because people highlight so much, like 7 healthy habits of successful people, how to start your business, how to write a business plan. They talk about all of the mechanics of business, but nobody was talking about the emotionality of business. True. And so as a licensed professional counselor, I thought it was important that I bring this to the market and talk about it some more and highlight the importance of mental health, regardless of what sector of life that you're in. And this has been a good fit for me because I was really trying to figure out how to tie in my private practice with this, what I like doing, which is interviewing people, and this has been a really good fit. So we got the Balancing Act up on the screen. You want to tell people about the book, because I haven't really talked a lot about the book on the show.
This the Balancing Act was a brainchild of Stacy. It's much more than mine. Of course, I collaborated on it in a big piece in it, but the way that it came about, we were forced to ride with each other in the car.
We were carpooling.
We were carpooling. One car went down, and Stacy is a little bit more chatter in the morning. She likes to talk, and I'm not one that wants to talk in the morning. I would prefer to drive and listen to my talk sports radio station, and I'm fun. But she gets in the car and goes, "Hey, ba-da-da-da-da, ba-da-da-da-da," and I'm like, "Oh my God, this is when can we get the car fixed? Is this gonna be a week, 2 weeks? What we got?" So,
and we ended up carpooling for a month.
I was like, "Oh, I don't know if we're gonna make it." So one morning, she says, "I want to write a book." I was like, "All right." And my go-to is, "Okay, we'll consider it. Let's think about that." She pulls out a notebook and goes, "Okay, what do you want chapter 1 to be?" And I'm driving going, "We're not going to write a book today. Or are we trying to write a book today?" She goes, "Chapter 1, what do you think?" And I was like, "Oh, I don't really want to do this." And for me, I have to pray before I make a statement that might change the tenor of the household. So I was like, "Lord, I wanted to blow on the window and go, help me. I'm being held hostage by a mad woman." But we put chapter 1, chapter 2, and we laid the formula and the outline on that drive. And I think the next morning she goes, "Okay, so what do we want to say? What's our intent? What's our purpose?" And we put it together, and that's how the Balancing Act came about.
We started when we got to talking about the topics and dialogue and back and forth. We realized, wait a minute, what do the kids think about all of these things that we're saying should be done in the family? So that's how all of us got involved in the book, and it's been good. We're still doing trainings on the Balancing Act, so you can get it on our website at alexandersbalancingact.com, or you can go to Amazon, or you can just call me, pay me through PayPal, and I'll shoot you a copy of the book. But yeah, that's been a great part of 25 years of marriage.
Yeah, because we had talked about making the title 22 more. Can we do 22 more?
I forgot about that.
That's the initial title, because we were looking at 22 years. And I think I said, babe, boo, do you have 22 more? And we looked at 22 more.
That's not how that title came up. I'm going to tell you, let me tell you how that title came up. No, because remember I told you this guy approached me in the mall, and he said, I can do this and I can do that and whatever. I said, but you can't give me 22 years. Whatever you bring to the table, you can't give me 22 years. I want 22 more with my husband. Yeah.
I thought I came up with 22.
Sometimes I let you think that you come up with stuff because you're feeling good.
I thought that was me.
No, I remember telling old boy, I want 22 more with this dude. So regardless of what you can bring to the table, you can't give me 22 more. And I think a lot of people minimize what they've actually put into a marriage and what it takes to hold on to what you have. They don't value that. Like both of our parents will actively tell us, well, I ain't gonna tell you what I'm not gonna say that out loud. I'm not gonna put their business out there. But what they've shared with us have helped us to hold on to each other. We don't want any regrets when it comes to it. So but I did forget about that title. I did. So now we're at 25. This will be our 26th year of marriage. And today is the day that you what?
No,
February 14th was the day today is the show. Right, the show is airing on February 14th, and so
I proposed, and I'll be honest,
and brief
and clear. I proposed to Stacey on February 14th because I need to always remember that day. and so the purpose of me doing it that way was I'll never forget on February 14th that I asked for your hand in marriage. And I did the big production, got down on one knee
in front of the family,
and did it that way. And I thought when you said yes, of course, I was like,
did I say yes?
Somebody said yes. I think somebody in your family like yes.
Please, she gonna do it.
Take her.
So
So that's how I came up with it, and it's been great, of course.
So people always ask me, how did we meet?
Yes.
Do you remember how we met?
I'll let you tell the story. I know, but you may tell it quickly.
Give me the location then, just so they'll know that you remember.
Our first time meeting was at Roller World.
Right, in Grand Prairie, Texas. Right. So this guy comes up to me and he says, I'm Trent Alexander. And I'm like, I'm Janet Jackson. I mean, it was just, whatever. Who are you? And I just remembered his head being so big.
You can take the girl out of Oak Cliff, but you can't take the Oak Cliff out of the girl.
Whatever. Anyway, we exchanged phone numbers, but it didn't go too well the first time. We talked a couple of times, but it didn't go too well. You were in college, I was in high school. Didn't go too well. Then years later, we get to the singles breakfast at Mount Olive Baptist Church in Arlington, Texas, and we have been in several. We broke up one time, but
and the rest was history.
Was history. It wasn't all good history. It was some ups and downs. It was a couple of battles. No wars.
Some challenges.
We don't want people to think that it was absolutely easy.
And I think when people look at the book and they look at us as a couple, they look at our kids and they just assume that all of it came together so easily.
Right.
And so they miss all of the hills and the valleys that we went through in order to stay together. And I'll be honest, a lot of the times you just have to step back. And your favorite phrase, do I want to be right or do I want to be married?
Right.
And sometimes that has to be the mantra. It's not about me being right. It's about me being married and finding a way to work through
those issues.
Is it just me?
Right.
Because this may just be a me issue.
Right.
Not necessarily.
And a lot of times it is you. I just need you to go on record. We are on record. Just go on record that a lot of times it is Trent Alexander.
And what I've learned at being a strong man and strong in Christ is I don't always have to beat the band. I don't always have to win the war. Me and the Lord know.
Whatever, yeah. Whatever. So, Mr. Alexander will be on set with me tonight, co-hosting, and I am glad to have you here. Get a little touch of what I do on Thursdays, the first Thursday of every month, and with this bonus episode. Do you what?
I invoice you or power play.
That ain't happening.
Okay,
whatever. That is not happening. So we are going to bring up the calendar of events for a little bit while we get Tasha. You know Tasha is here with me.
Tasha's here?
Tasha is here, yes, and Nisha is here. You remember Nisha?
I remember Nisha.
You remember Nisha? You would prefer Nisha over Tasha?
No, I love Tasha.
You love Tasha. Okay. All right. So they're gonna join us on set, and then we're gonna talk a little bit, just some hot topics. That's the next segment. That's how we do it. Some hot topics. We got some really hot topics tonight, and then we'll bring on the Andes so that we can talk to them. They can kind of go back and forth with us about what it means to have a business and be married and things like that. So you good?
I'm good.
Do you need some water?
I'm good.
I got my shake. You good?
No.
All right, Don. Can you bring up the calendar of events, and then Tasha and them will be in. Stay tuned. Valentine show here at Goals Don't Have Feelings with Dr. Stacey Alexander. I have the love of my life as co-host today, Mr. Trent Alexander. He will join in on our hot topics today. And then, of course, we have the lovely Tasha, who has, she's just always on point with the attire. Lady. Who you giving a shout out for that shirt? Where you get that shirt from? Can you stand up so they can see those pants? Bam!
No. Okay, just so they'll know, the pants look just
match
like
the
heart.
secret. Yes. Okay, there you go. Nisha, what you got?
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm glad that we're doing a special Valentine's edition.
So do you have any special plans for Valentine's Day?
Self-care and taking care of myself.
I like that.
I'm going to love on myself.
I like that. I'm going to tell you one of the best gifts that Alexander gave me that was really thoughtful. I'll share that. Then we'll go into our hot topics. He's not going to remember, and he probably doesn't even realize this is one of the ones that I treasure the most. But I love Skittles. I love Skittles with everything that is within my soul.
Do you like the rainbow version?
Let me tell you what I like. Skittles. Okay. It doesn't matter. So what my husband did one year, I don't remember which one it was. My favorite color is
purple.
Green.
Oh.
My favorite color is green. He went and took all the green Skittles out and put them on my nightstand in a
wine glass.
Because I don't drink. Yeah, I don't drink.
Yeah.
And so he went and picked out all the green Skittles and put them in a wine glass. That was sweet.
That is love. Because which ones do you not like?
There's not a Skittle that I don't like.
But green was her favorite, and I think that year
you did something every day.
Yeah, so I marked down the days to the 14th, so she got something every day all the way up to the 14th.
That was what, year number 2 in the marriage?
No, we were in the house,
10,
so it
15,
wasn't. Yeah, it was.
We was in the game.
Yeah, I had to fight the kids over my Skittles. So they were in the house.
And it becomes a challenge each year to try to outdo. Not the big
Skittles?
stuff. Yeah, not the big things. Because everybody races to do the big things. But what are the small things?
Right.
What are the small things that I can do? What little bitty things I can do that may add up? So I think when we got married, I created a notebook for us to be able to write notes at the end of the day for one another. And I would pick her notebook up.
That's neat.
And I'd pick her notebook up and I would read what was on her mind.
I just do not think that was your idea.
Yeah, because when we argued, I said, you can't yell when you're screaming.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
You can't yell when you're screaming.
You can't yell when you're writing. So whatever I read, even if you're yelling at me, I just read.
I'm not saying we didn't do it. I said it was my idea.
So of course, as everything in this marriage that has been great and grandiose has been,
oh
my
idea.
gosh, I wish I wrote stuff down.
I know.
But I gave her her side, I had mine, and we would respond to one another that way. So at the end of the night, we actually, I still have those books for whatever was going on in,
I'm
So
gonna
you
see
got
those
this
books.
party going. You asked her.
But it
to
was
marry
good. We
you,
did it for
right?
a year.
1
So
year.
We were still in the first
Yeah.
house, the second house.
1 year, I think I tried to decorate outside, like I decorate at the house on grass.
The house on Norwood.
Norwood.
You decorated
I
it.
decorated it outside with a bow coming home. So I
You
just
got in
tried to-
trouble for that. Let me tell you. See, you remember that, but let me tell you why I remember that one so vividly. This dude, Alexander, got the decorations the day after Thanksgiving, so he got everything like 75% off.
For Valentine Day?
He got, you decorated the day after. Yeah, you don't remember, but it,
Oh, yeah.
yeah,
I can't
we,
remember.
But you said Thanksgiving.
oh no, Valentine's
Oh,
Day.
oh,
No,
Thanksgiving.
no,
Oh, good.
it was it was Valentine's Day, but
Okay.
it was. Them say he does do well on Valentine's Day. I would have never brought that one up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he does good. So let's get into the hot topics.
Okay.
So Valentine's Day, right? B. Smith has Alzheimer's. Trent doesn't know about this because he tends not to keep up with the hot topics like that.
Yeah, I don't do that.
But he moved his.
Side piece.
Oh.
You just call it for what it is.
Okay, that's one way to put it. Yes. So, what you think?
No, that's tacky.
That's tacky, Tasha.
Yeah,
Just one word.
It is. That's tacky.
Yeah, that's tacky.
Nisha,
Very tacky.
very tacky.
Disrespectful.
That's what I said. Disrespectful.
Yeah.
You can, but should you?
Yeah.
Violation. No, can you? What do you mean?
Because you can do anything you want.
I guess.
That's what I'm saying.
I
You
try
can.
to be open-minded with him because I imagine it's hard what he's going through being her caretaker.
Mm-hmm.
So initially when the story came out, it was just the fact that he had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So
I didn't realize
you
that.
know,
When I first heard it, it was because he had moved her in the house.
Yeah, when I first thing that came out was that he had a girlfriend.
Okay.
And so I tried to say, well, I know it's hard, but then a week or so, I think later, or a few days later, I read that not only does he have a girlfriend, but she lives there.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, now, come on. Now, that is just, and to me, then I also felt like, if you're going to have a girlfriend, okay, but be discreet about it. I didn't think that it was a good idea to bring her in front of his wife, even though
She has no idea.
she has no idea.
Right.
But I thought, I don't know a lot about Alzheimer's. I thought you come and go, as far as your mind. So I'm thinking, what about when she's at herself and this woman is here?
Yeah.
What are you telling her?
Yeah.
But from what I read here just the other day,
That she's so far.
gone, she's just childlike.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He's not honoring those marriage vows.
Right.
It says sickness and in health.
To death.
To death.
Well, he feels like he is honoring them because he's still
taking care
there,
of her.
Because he's taking care of
And
her.
he said, some people say he could have put her in a home and still moved the lady in. So he's being considerate because she's still there.
I disagree with that.
Yeah.
He said that everyone knows, or I guess he thought about this before, and that him and his wife were a package. And so I'm thinking, dude, really,
Oh, that's his rationale.
that's what he said. So in other words, up front that I have this wife at home, and we have to take. And I said to myself, now, I'm not gonna come over there and play jacks with your wife. We've seen each other, and I'm not gonna do that.
There were so many other ways he could have handled this.
He could have just not told me.
Exactly.
Privacy. Everything does not have to be announced.
It could have been discreet. It could have been carefully done. You have the means to be able to do it financially. If you have this young lady, your wife has the means. She's formulated a business that allows you to have freedom in her account to do the things. So you have it to do it the way that it needs to be done and still be respectful to your wife. Be respectful. You're not going to respect the marriage vows until you wait for the wife to go on home to be with the Lord. So you're not trying to do that. Let's just put that on table.
Yeah.
So if you're out there seeing someone, you're not trying to do that. but you could have handled this a lot better, and you could have left your wife's memory to her friends and family left with dignity, because her folks
It's
now have to
humiliating.
watch you disrespect her.
My question is, who is her advocate out there?
Yes.
Who's
She didn't
advocating
have. I
for
don't.
her?
She doesn't have any kids.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Yeah.
insane.
Oh, she doesn't have any
No,
children?
and he had a daughter.
Okay.
And she apparently looked at B as a mother. You know, she really
Oh,
loved her.
okay,
But
okay.
she's okay with it.
Okay. Well, yeah, okay. Well, and then you don't know how liberal of a lifestyle they led before all of this happened.
Oh, he tries to say that B would be okay with it.
Of course.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So
course
we
not.
don't know how liberal of a lifestyle they had before.
She was
Okay,
a black
okay, so
lady.
watch this. Okay, so let's go, because
She
we
was
see
not
this
okay
as being,
with it.
I don't know, I can't speak for B. I know I'm just going to go on record. I wouldn't want you to move another woman in on me, because you never
I
know.
got you, Stacey.
Thank you. I
got
appreciate
you.
that. I appreciate
I
that.
got
Yeah,
you.
Nisha a little younger than us, so she gonna hold out a little
But I got
longer. Yeah,
you.
you got me. So what about the R. Kelly documentary? Did you guys watch it?
I did.
Well,
I did too.
what you got? Oh, okay. Well, on the R. Kelly, I got an email. Oh, Diane 39 in Fort Worth, Texas. She said, "What about the Sister Wives TV show? When we're talking about moving your wives in." Have y'all heard of
I've
that?
never watched that, but I've heard of the show.
So I would think the premise of that show is that these women are living together as wives. I mean, sisters.
No, no, Stacey.
that's
Oh
not.
my God.
I don't even,
I
I don't
don't
even
know.
watch the show.
Okay, let me explain to you. I don't watch
Okay.
the show, but here's the deal. There's one man, let's say Trent,
Okay.
and he's married to you, and he decides he wants to marry me, and he marries Nisha.
That's
And
what I'm
all
saying.
of us are living together.
That's
not
what
what
I'm
you- No, that's not what you said.
That's not what you
That's
said.
not what you said. You said
But
something
yeah,
different.
you was like, these women just want to be sisters. It's
No,
like,
I meant that. Anyway, that's what I meant.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
how it
okay.
came across.
Okay.
Yeah, Diane, no, not doing that either. I don't. Yeah, I don't want to share.
What about this show I just saw that's gonna come on with this guy, and he really likes large women, and so he has two of them. They're like if they're under 350, he doesn't want them. So he has these two women that he's living with, and they all sleep in the bed together.
I'm gonna cut this
Wait,
conversation
no,
out.
just this one thing. And he said he likes to be smushed because they are pretty big ladies.
Big ladies.
And he feeds them. He just loves to just feed them.
But both of them, what I'm
feed
saying,
them.
this is different from B.
But-
Smith, because both of them have their capacity to
Well,
make a
right,
decision. They're
right.
choosing to
Same
be
with
in
the
there.
sister wives.
Yeah,
I'm
they're
saying,
choosing,
They're
to be in there.
choosing to do that.
Okay, so going back to R. Kelly, Alexander repeatedly told me he cannot watch this anymore.
It's too disturbing.
Like he would just walk out. He
I
wasn't
can't-
doing
I
it.
can't watch
The
that.
very last episode,
Yeah.
you should watch that
can't-
one. It's not as disturbing.
the trauma that he has caused to these ladies who are telling this, it was too much for me to sit through and just know all the details of what this man did. And I couldn't
Well, what
watch
I
that.
said was, if you have been sexually abused in any way, this is not the show to watch.
Yeah.
Like, to me, that was so raw.
Yeah.
And you were watching people who hadn't truly healed.
Exactly.
That's what to me was so damaging to it. Like, I get reporting,
Mm-hmm.
I get being honest and revealing the information, and it did have a huge impact on his career.
Yes.
But I do think that there should have been some kind of disclaimer at the beginning. I don't remember necessarily seeing that because this could result in some huge triggers for you.
Secondary trauma.
Exactly. There you go. There you go.
Okay.
Secondary trauma. Yeah. So not to convict him or anything, but I do believe that there is a serious problem in that household, within that organization,
Yes.
that needs to be addressed. And I am thankful that the documentary brought that to light.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think what was disturbing is all the people, and though they were younger, because of course all this happened years ago, all the people who were complicit, who hung out and watched this explode, watched the carnage, watch people struggle, watch young girls go through this, and because he's the ATM machine of the group, no one puts the brakes and say, "Kels, bruh," and if they did, they didn't say it out loud. "Kels, bruh, you can't. I'm gonna turn you in. We can't watch this. I can't watch these babies go through. They're 14, 15 years old. We're not doing that."
But like I was saying, he knows how to choose a victim.
Right.
He definitely knows how to do that. I think it's the same thing with his accomplices.
Yes.
He knows
Yes.
who he can get to do those things or to allow those things around him versus somebody
But then
that won't.
You have to remember the girls that were 14 and 15, you know, their they were not living with him like some of these other ladies.
The adult women, no.
No, not the adult women. So the parents were always involved.
Yes.
So, you know.
But
you
think
do have
about,
to-
this is what I say when people say that. I know what I did at 14 and 15 to get away from home. I do think it is possible that the parents did not know the full capacity of what was going on when it was happening.
Or do you not want to know because you're so concerned with your child breaking into the industry, singing? So we can throw a blind eye and we're guilty for not asking the right questions. We're guilty for not doing that. But nevertheless, the lives are traumatic whether you knew or didn't know, whether it's complicit or implicit, whatever you didn't know, there's still damage because you didn't seek to know. You didn't seek to know.
I think some may have been like that. I just don't think
that one was
the brother,
Sparkle's
her dad,
niece. Her. I think that's
the 14-year-old's
exactly
dad.
what it was.
Well, because he's still the drummer.
Right.
Well, it's
He's the drummer.
Yeah, he's the
I have
drummer.
a theory on that.
I got go on tell me your theory because I agree with your theory.
That I think he took part in some of those activities.
Yes, with the underage women.
So he was on film, and so
You think that the dad was
it's
doing
just a
it
theory.
too?
It's just a theory.
Because he's still with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so now this we're highlighting at Paul Quinn this week, domestic violence and dating relationships, and of course Bow Wow pops up on the screen, mugshot, and he has please quote gotten what?
The brakes beat off of his tail.
So my immediate thought was this another Chris Brown issue because I think that Rihanna beat that tail in that car.
She did.
I did. I think she got
because
the best of him.
another woman called and she went off.
Exactly.
'Cause
Yes.
that's what you would do, right?
Now over a phone call while we're driving, no. But
Okay,
I did.
well,
I
I'm gonna
have
get you
told.
where it happened.
No, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you what I did say. I said I'm not gonna divorce you if you have an affair, but I am gonna fight you. And Tristan and Stacey, we're not doing that. Whatever. Yeah, you can stand there, but
we're not.
Yeah, we'll say, well, you know, you
can stand there.
Because I've often said this: if we get to the point where we're laying hands on each other, then the marriage is already.
It is already over. But I'm saying I'm not just gonna jump up and divorce you. You see what I'm saying?
The moment that I would break and do something crazy, I don't know.
You don't care.
I don't move the meter. I don't move the meter for me.
Clearly, it does not. And it did not.
Thank you. I think you have to look at your marriage and you have to make decisions early in life of in my marriage.
What you gonna do?
What you
what
gonna
you're
do?
not gonna do.
And
Yeah.
I said to Stacey when we first got married, I said, I don't put my hands on you, nor will I allow you to put your hands on me.
Mm-hmm.
That's just it. That for me, that is a break.
Mm-hmm.
If you hit me, we're talking about going in a different direction. Because now you forced an issue. Even if I'm wrong, you say, hey, get your stuff, you move. If Stacey got involved in something, I'm not gonna jump on her because she got involved in something. I'm just looking at you saying,
Yeah, that's his
over
response to it.
with. That's it. We're done. There's no fighting because I don't want to go to jail. I don't want you to go to jail or
I ain't
hospital.
going to jail.
So we just make a decision to say, this is a break.
Yeah, all joking aside, when you're talking about domestic violence, I don't think people highlight it enough, especially with young adults in dating relationships, and they don't really understand. Like R. Kelly was a master at grooming people, and that's what abusers do. They groom these young women.
Yes.
They not, and this is how I explain it. A guy is not going to knock you upside the head on the first date.
Right.
He's not. He's not even going to talk crazy to you on that first date. Right. But he's going to do things along the way to groom you so that when he does grab you like this, you might snatch away and he does it again. Mm-hmm. Then the next time he gonna push you. Yeah. Then 3, 4, 6 months later, he gonna slap you. 7, 8.
Because they said that he wouldn't allow them to even speak to other men.
Yeah. So that didn't happen on the first date. That was over time.
But you know, women, some like the girl on the last episode of the documentary, she just walked, because he's not holding them there against their will. He's brainwashed them, of course.
Exactly.
She left with her mom, and at the end, it told us that
she went back.
She went back.
She went back. Yeah.
But now she's back home now. She did ultimately leave again, but she went back. And then one of the other ladies said how she had gotten away because, you know, it was so much she had to leave. And she said, but after she left, she called him. And he didn't pick up. She said, but had he picked up, I would have gone back.
Yeah. It is. It is. But what I do want to caution women on is that it doesn't mean that you're weak-minded if you get in a situation where you are being physically abused, but there is help for you, and we'll put the phone number on the screen. But the domestic violence is not the reason I brought Bow Wow up, is because it doesn't just happen to women, that you have men that are physically abused as well, but it's not highlighted enough. Right?
Yeah, because a lot of the men don't report it.
They're not going to report it, no, and they internalize it, and you'll look up and your husband is acting totally different from how he would normally act because some guys jumped on him, or you see what I'm saying? So men tend to hide that because it's related to masculinity. Women tend to hide it because then you look at me in terms of my mental health. You think that something's wrong with me. No, it's not something wrong with you. It's that you are in a bad situation and you need to get some help. So, all right, so we have our guest this evening. You want to introduce our guests that we have coming on, Nisha?
Yes, we have Mr. and Mrs. Andy, and they are a well-established couple. Okay. And they have a business together.
Yes.
So, invitation was extended to them to come on to share with us their success in working together as a couple.
Okay. And we're looking forward to that, to dialoguing with another couple on owning a business and why they did that, and emotionally handling. Marriage is a challenge in and of itself. Being an entrepreneur is a challenge in and of itself. And so we want to talk with another couple on handling the emotionality of those issues. One thing that happened with Trent and I when we first opened Positive Influences a long time ago, we went and talked to Pastor Thompson because we were having a hard time over some, I don't know the details, but anyway, I do remember what Pastor Thompson told. Do you remember what he said? No. Pastor Thompson said there's not a blueprint for couples who go into business together. Nobody really talks about it. So you guys are treading on new territory. Don't fall in. Don't just cave into yourselves. Actually talk to people and keep that contact, because it can become overwhelming to actually run a business, have a family, because you don't have that two direct deposits. You got the one direct deposit, and then you got this deposit that's coming whenever it gets ready. So that was helpful for us, because I don't know if we were heading towards divorce court, but we were definitely struggling.
It was a challenge. I think it was a challenge because you're new in a marriage. You're trying to get your footing in the marriage. Kids are coming. And so you got all these stressors. And then when you talk about the wife comes in or the husband comes in and says, hey, I want to kind of live my dream to go do these things, that just adds more fuel to the fire. And the other party, both parties have to be secure enough in themselves of who they are within the marriage. Right. And for me, who I am in Christ. That was my biggest, foundation. Who am I in Christ? Because that's going to give me my value in the marriage. No matter if she comes in and makes much more money than I do, who I am in Christ will never be impacted by what you do or don't do. Matter of fact, that's going to be the foundation of how I go about staying in my lane as the husband. I don't have to always know what's going on with PI, what's going on. I don't need to know the bottom line, because I trust you enough, and God will give me cues if I need to ask questions. Like, hey, boo, hold on, slow down. Let's do this, and be able to say, her be comfortable enough for me to say, we're not gonna do that. She came in one time. She's like, babe, I want to buy some St. Augustine grass or Bermuda grass. It's gonna cost $700 for us to put the whole front yard in, plot it in Bermuda grass. Now, mostly I'm always the girl, baby, if you want to do it, go ahead and do that. I looked at her and said, we're not buying no grass for $700. I wish we could buy
told me that too.
I wish we could buy some
He's
grass.
telling the truth, because you told me, he said, no.
Buy some grass for $700. We can go to the neighbor's yard and pull up some grass and try to dig a grass. But I bet you what we won't do, we won't be. There was no grass. That yard can be bald. You ain't gonna ever get no grass.
I don't remember that at all. Okay, so while give us some grass on the screen. We're gonna gonna go to commercial.
I said, "Are you serious? We're not getting it." I said, "I bet we won't get no grass. I bet no grass better not be." And that's the first time I just stood up and said, "Boo, I bet we don't have no grass out there."
Man, he's scared that grass. That grass was weeds not even growing out there.
We ain't buy no grass for $700.
He's mad all over again.
We're gonna break. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
He's mad all over again.
I gotta tell you that.
I can't believe she wanted to do that.
Welcome back to Goals Don't Have Feelings with Dr. Stacy Alexander. I do have my husband co-hosting this special Valentine's Day episode. He wanted to have an entrance. Yeah, we didn't have the music on board, but he's back. And we are, okay, so what's on the screen now? Yeah, okay, thank you, Don. He wanted to make sure y'all didn't see him sliding out that chair going back on screen. Well, we are here for a special Valentine's Day episode, and we thought we'd focus on all is fair in love and business, talking about married couples who are in business together. You know that we own Positive Influences together and have been doing that for 20 of the 25 years that we have been married.
Yes.
So I remember when I came home and said I want to be in private practice. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. And then we have in the studio here with us today, Mr. Roy and Miss Michelle Andy. They are the owners of Royale Company. I want to make sure that I pronounce that right. Welcome to the studio. How are you all doing?
Doing great. Thank you for having us.
I am glad you are here. Glad you agreed to be on the show tonight. And I know that you have quite a bit of information to offer. We were kind of talking about it a little bit. Look, Mr. Roy raised his eyebrows like, yeah, you think? Yeah. So we're going to jump right into our topic for the evening for Valentine's Day. Do you guys have any special plans for Valentine's Day?
Not this year.
Not this year?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Got to work it out. Valentine's Day on a weekday to me is always hard because I don't want to wait in line for hours at a time just to eat dinner on this special day. So we tend to, I guess we got into that habit when the kids were little. If Valentine's Day is during the week, we just hang out at home. Yeah, we're good.
Yes.
You know I love you.
Yes.
You know, yeah, we love each other. So tell us about yourselves. Kind of give us some information on the business and your marriage, and just kind of share with us a little bit. And you got to speak up for the microphone, so we can hear.
Okay, we've been married 15 years.
Okay.
We're an older couple.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And so that made it different in itself because I was single for a really long time.
Uh-huh.
And this business is something that my husband really was interested in.
Okay.
I'm an educator.
Okay.
So I just wanted to really support him.
Okay.
But you know, when you support your husband, a lot of times you turn out to do a whole lot of work.
Indeed.
Yes. But Roy, he really loves this business. And
Okay.
He loves, mainly because he's helping people.
Okay.
Yeah, and to me, it seems like it's more of a hobby to him than anything.
Okay.
Because we're both retired.
Oh, you are? Okay.
Yeah, we're both
What
retired.
sector of education did you work in?
In the public school system.
Okay, elementary, high school.
Well, I taught elementary for many, many years, and then I became an administrator.
Okay.
I was an administrator for 2 years at the elementary level, and then 8 years at the high school level.
Wow. Were you in DISD at high school? Which
DISD.
one?
At Samuel High School.
Oh, really? Okay. We graduated from Skyline. Oh,
Okay.
Nisha did too. Yeah, all three of us went
Yeah.
to Skyline High School. So, yeah, one of our rivals was Samuel. So, Mr. Andy, will you tell us about the business that is so dear to your heart and doesn't feel like work?
Well, my son died in 2003, okay?
Oh, okay.
And he was in high school, and he loved he would make shirts and things,
Okay.
come home at night sometime, and we bought him this machine to print shirts up.
Oh, wow.
And so he would print shirts up and take them to school and sell them.
In high school?
Yes.
Wow.
Oh.
Make some change.
Yeah.
And so I said, you know what? First he was doing it on the computer.
Uh-huh.
Print on the computer, take an iron.
And iron them on. I've done
Iron.
that. Yeah.
Logo on the
That
shirt.
decal, yeah.
And so it would take sometimes, 4 or 5 hours to get to bed. And so he started doing it, and so later on, I was looking at the machine and I saw where you could press it on.
Mm.
So I bought an iron presser.
Okay.
So he started pressing them on and stuff like in that. And then he got killed, the demise, okay? He turned 18 years old, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And so after he turned 18 and passed away, so me and Michelle started dating, and we had started dating during that time. Then I was already, a friend of mine called me one time and said, Robert, you go pick up, go to the high school and pick up a shirt order. I said, shirt order? So he said, yeah, just go there and pick up the order.
Mm-hmm.
So I did, I stayed there 2 or 3 hours while the principal was getting the order ready, and I picked it up, took it back to him. Then he sent me this check. And I said, wow, man.
Yes.
You sent me this check. I just sit there and took the order to you.
Uh-huh.
You make this kind of money doing this kind of stuff?
Okay.
I said, wow, man.
Yeah.
So he said, come on, let me train you about it. So I said, okay. And then I started working out with him.
Okay.
And as time grew on, we started, then we started cleaning up the stuff my son had. Start packing up stuff. And then I could see all the design stuff he liked to draw. And I saw all the stuff he had drawn on paper. And I said, wow, that's some good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And fraternity stuff and Greek stuff. I'm an Omega.
Okay, okay.
And so he drew a lot of Omega signs and stuff. I said, wow, man. So how I got to get this stuff printed? So I was already in the business, and I started trying to find who could design the shirts for me. And one thing led to another, and so I told Michelle, I said, I told him I had to leave him and start my own business.
Okay.
Because I got tired of giving half the money.
Right.
And so he said, well, you can't do nothing for a whole year because you signed a contract.
Oh, non-compete.
Oh,
I said, okay, so that whole year, here in Dallas.
Yeah.
So I learned to grow. I learned to grow and stuff like this. But I can do it outside of Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, that's how I got started. And I think we got the license in 2006. We got our tax license and everything in 2006, and everything been happening.
Okay. Yeah, that's nice. I did go on the website. Tell us the website so the audience will know.
It's www.companycasual /Royale Company.
Okay, companycasuals.com /
Royale.
And Royale is spelled ROYEL. Yes. And I went on there, because I saw the apparel on there. So it's like you can order in bulk from you all. Is that correct?
1 or 2 or 3. And we'll print it up. I'm telling you.
So you will print it up?
We will print it up.
Okay.
One reason we got into the business, we didn't get into it to make money.
Okay.
Not to get rich.
Not to get rich. You want to make money, but not to get rich. Okay.
I had, in college I had an art background, but I later got off into business.
Okay.
And as I got off into the business, that art background went
to the
dormant
side.
for years and years till this came up. And then I said, oh man, this is drawing and art. So I tried to get it back up. And I tell people, just draw what you want me to print on a napkin.
Okay.
And give it to me, and I'll make your logo from it.
Okay. Okay.
And it would take about 6-8 hours to make their logo up.
Right.
And they would draw it on a napkin, and someone said, "Can you make this logo up?" And I said, "Okay." And they would tell me, "Some people charge just $80-$900 to make a logo." I said, I'll try to make it as reasonable as I can.
Yes.
And so once the logo got made up and they liked it, I said, "Wow, this." And then we put on the shirt. They loved it.
Yeah.
I was happy
Yeah.
just to smile, just to see a smile come on their face.
Okay.
Because they had their logo now, they brand.
Right,
they got their brand.
right.
And some folks have never thought about doing nothing like that.
Right.
So you start talking to them, I said, you got to create your logo. And so I see folks wearing that stuff like that. I see, that's you, do it, start doing it.
So you help people build their brand as well. I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
So when we first opened up my counseling agency, that's what I do. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I came home and said, I want to do private practice. And my husband's like, oh, really? Yep, that's what I want to do. So we sat down and budgeted how much I needed to make. I decided how many clients would be necessary to make that, and that's how we did it. Right. So tonight, we really want to talk about just the emotionality of managing your marriage and a business. Like, how have you all navigated that?
Well, Michelle was... Some people call Michelle and say, can you do this? Can you do that? I said, Michelle, those are your customers.
Okay.
Because she was sending stuff to me, email me, said, they want this, want that. Then here I'm going back and forth to her, she's not going to him. Yeah. I said, you know what? You handle them.
Okay.
I'll print it all up. You talk to them and what they want.
Yes.
How they want to do it. Yeah. I'll print it all up, give it to you. You take it back to them that way. And they you invoice them, then I won't be involved in it.
So you set some boundaries up. Yeah. That's what you did. You set some boundaries in there.
So it would be, going particular. Some folks email me and say, I emailed Michelle to get this done. And I said, well, talk to Michelle because she knows everything about what I had no idea what you want to do. So in a way, that's how
you all manage it.
Right.
Do you all bring your home life into your business area?
Well, the business ran out of our home.
Okay,
so that's really hard.
That is okay. So how do you?
Especially with apparel, when boxes and boxes are coming to the house.
Okay. Yes. Oh, so it's even delivered. So that's almost like your warehouse too.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting.
Roy and I are complete opposites.
Okay.
He can handle things scattered everywhere. He knows where I have to have
You have the
everything in
organization.
order. So
Okay.
that's the frustrating part.
Okay.
I can identify with you. I am a,
So you gonna put our business out there?
we going. We trading in this shallow water. So let's just put it out there. I'm like you. I like order. I like structure. And sometimes it's hard for me to move on to something else until I kind of closed up the things on this one.
Exactly.
This one can be all over the place. Babe, did you get? I just stop and look until you slow down and give me some structure. I can't do it. You're and she thinks like that. When she gets up in the morning, she's thinking about what she's doing. I got this. Ooh, I got this, and she's like, babe, did you call a repairman? I'm gonna do that, but that's all I'm gonna do because I'm not going to jump in that boat with you. But it's strange that there's always going to be one in the marriage who can be.
Well, it's the yin and the yang.
Yes.
And do you think that's what it's about when you have a marriage and a business together? That it is about that balance more than anything. And if you allow it to become imbalance, then that's where you're gonna have trouble.
Well, I see it more as I'm supporting him.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which what he's trying to do in his goals. You know, I can still do what I like to do.
Okay.
Because I told him from the beginning, I do not like sales at all.
Oh, okay.
At all.
Okay.
But I love supporting him and helping him when I have to.
Yes.
So,
Okay.
to pick up orders,
Yes.
deliver orders, all that I can do.
You're willing to do that.
Yes, I can do that. And I tried to do some of the bookkeeping and all that, but Roy has his way of wanting to do it,
his system.
which is totally different
Than the educator.
Yeah. So I had to stop. I said, okay, do it your way, because I was too frustrated.
Okay.
And I'm from my family's military.
Okay.
So I grew up in a military household.
Yeah,
So
order.
everything is order.
Yeah.
And he's totally different.
He's a creative person.
And I think the beauty of that, working with that is this. I'm not going to try to make you me. I'm okay with you being you.
Exactly.
Even if your you sometimes spills over into my lane. I told her one day, I said, I feel like it's an I Love Lucy episode. I'm pulled into your stuff. But that's the beauty of it.
Yes, it is.
Because once I get in it,
You have fun.
I have fun in it.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't get in it if I did.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like sometimes I just have to look at him and say, let it go.
Yeah.
Just let it go. Just enjoy this for what it is and let it go.
And I stew for a minute. I'm not letting it go. This is not what I would do. And then I have to go, okay, let me have some fun.
Well,
Yeah.
another thing is he really supported me as an educator.
Okay.
Especially when I got into administration. He would come work with PTA. He would help with whatever, at the high school level is a lot of extra curricular activities. He would help with that.
Okay.
So I saw how he supported me.
Yes.
So I wanted to support him.
Yes, because that is what it's
Yes,
about
really
in a marriage.
important in a
Yeah.
marriage. And then too, our faith.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we're Christians, and we just believe that we should pray together.
Yes.
And anytime I feel like I can't get through, I know who can get through.
You know who can get through. Yeah. What advice would you give for a couple who's thinking about owning a business? Just one thing each.
Do it from your heart.
Okay.
Not your head.
Okay.
You make sure that's your passion. You want to do it, and everything's not about the dollar. Okay. Not about the dollar.
Okay.
It's about having fun doing something.
Okay.
You'll make money doing it.
Yeah.
You might not get rich, but just make sure you're doing it from the heart. But like you said, sometimes all the boxes come in. Michelle, one time, one day we order came in, we relabeled it, shipped it out, and people said we didn't get our order. We said we shipped it to you. She said, no, we missed the 200 shirts. I said, 200 shirts. She said, did you count it? I said, no, I didn't count it.
And I asked him, did you
Did you
count it?
We just relabeled it because we didn't want people to know where their stuff came. We just relabeled it, shipped it right on out.
Okay.
Yes.
And didn't do the inventory.
And the folks said, we missed 200 shirts. That's a lot of money.
It's
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, that's a loss.
That taught me a lesson. So now
You slow down.
we can't.
Yeah.
We can't.
Before you send it out.
We can't make sure everything is there. Reprint, when the shirts are printed up, we count before they print it.
Yes.
Count after they print it.
Yes.
Then we know they're in there, and so. Then it's
Gotcha. So we're gonna play a game.
What piece of advice would you offer? You said one thing that you.
I'm thinking more for people more of our age, seniors,
people are just living longer now.
Okay.
And so you might retire in your 50s,
Mm-hmm.
and you still, or your
30
60s,
years
and
of
you're still,
living.
You're
Right,
still young.
right,
You
right.
still have a lot to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so more people are going into their businesses
Mm-hmm.
at our age. And I just really think that you just have to continue to communicate.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent, yes.
So we're gonna play a game.
Okay.
Okay. So Don, will you bring the game up? We're gonna do it with our guests this evening. And okay, so what you're gonna do is who's missing on here. And some of these people, so Tasha, y'all come on in and help us with the game. Nisha, come on over here with your guests. And Tasha, join Trent and I. And we're gonna play this game as we close out this special Valentine's Day episode.
I'm not gonna try to answer.
So we got the name on the screen. We got the person on the screen. And some of these, like you said, you're an older couple, so we got some for you guys too. Hopefully you'll remember, Mr. Andy.
Okay.
Come over this way.
Oh.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, you're saying who's missing on this couple. Okay. So does anybody know who that is?
That's Renee and Angela.
That is not Tasha, you don't recognize her.
I don't. I've been looking. I
That's
don't.
Erica from Erica Campbell from the
Oh,
two
her
sisters.
husband, Warren.
Yeah, Warren. Okay, there you go.
Okay.
I kind of
It
confused
didn't
you with
look
that.
like her.
Yeah,
Okay.
remember that's when she released like the hip hop
Her
version of gospel music or whatever.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
All righty. So who's next? Go. Who is that, Mr. Andy?
Oh, I know who that is.
The face look for me. I
That's
just can't
Tammy Terrell.
That's Tammy Terrell. So who
Marvin
is she?
Gaye.
Marvin Gaye.
Oh.
Yeah. Take you back down memory lane. Okay. Who's next, Don?
That's Sierra.
That's Sierra.
Russell
Level up.
Wilson.
Level up. Level up. Level up.
Okay. Be the show till close.
Okay. Who's next?
Cher.
Sonny.
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 Okay. All righty. Okay. Who's next? Felicia Rashad.
Claire, Bill, Cosby.
Yeah, that's what I said. I said, see, that
No.
could go either way.
Ahmad Rashad.
See,
Well,
yeah.
Or Claire Huxtable.
Yeah, who- yeah,
If you
which
say
one are you doing?
Claire, it's Bill.
Okay, Mr. Andy, you answer this one.
That's Ruby D.
There you go.
That's what it is. Ruby D.
Who's her other half?
What's it?
Ali.
Ozzy.
No,
Ozzy.
I see.
What's
I
his
see
name?
Ollie.
It's Ozzy Davis.
Yeah, Ozzy Davis. Yeah. Okay, who is that?
Oh, that's
Oh,
they had a religious show.
Give her time.
Tammy
Yeah,
Faye.
yeah. Tammy Faye Baker.
And her husband was it John or
Jim
Baker.
Baker.
Yeah, John and G.
John and Jen. Yeah, so we just wanted to have a little fun as we close out this Valentine's Day episode. You want to close us out, or you
No,
to
you-
welcome this? Yeah, we do appreciate. We know it's late, and you got some Valentine's Day plans maybe that you have to get to, Mr. Andy. I told them my favorite gift for my husband was when he sorted out some Skittles. Green is my favorite color, and he sorted out all the green Skittles in a wine glass one year. That was fun.
Oh,
But
that's nice.
yeah, it was sweet. But we do appreciate you all coming on the show. The audience can find you. Say it again, Mr. Andy, because I do not want to get it wrong. Can you put it up on the screen, Don, for us?
CompanyCasual.com /Royale Company.
Right.
Okay.
CompanyCasual.com /Royale Company.
There we go.
There we go. We're on there. And you can go there and get basically, I mean, you guys have a lot of inventory that you can, do you do small orders?
Yes.
You do? Oh, okay. So we can go on there to look for our next type of shirt that we need.
No, not you. You're the one having a
No,
struggle.
no. I'm saying with the logo, not just any
Oh.
shirt. Always trying to score. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you.
No, okay. So yeah, tell the audience bye, and then we'll have a good
Thank
evening.
you.
Thank you for coming
Thank you.
on. You're
Many
welcome.
blessings. Many further blessings.
you.
And thank you for coming on the show, baby. We appreciate you
And y'all have
joining
a
us
good
tonight.
Thursday, too.
Yes, thank you. We will.
We're glad MOG joined us.
Yes, we